What's up, everybody? Appreciate all y'all being here, man. I had to go live a little earlier today. My mom's coming by to just visit for a little bit. She's gonna be here around like 4:15, so I just wanted to come on and be live for a little bit of a shorter stream. We'll probably only stay live for about 30 to 45 minutes, but yeah, as always, man, appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate all the support. We got a lot of the regulars in chat. Willie, what's up, man? Chris, member, I appreciate you being a member, Chris. He says, let's get it. Hey, let's get it, man. T-Bone, what's up, T-Bone? Vendetta, what's up, my man? Jimbo Fisher, been rough lately on DK. Hey, I feel you, Jimbo. I feel you, man. Last night, freaking Daniel Tice killed me. He was one of the big like letdowns, I would say, in my lineup the other night. But yeah, it's crazy. The other day, Robert Williams. I played Robert Williams whenever Tice went off, and then last night I played Tice and Robert Williams goes off. Just so annoying. What's up, homie? What's up, Jason? What's up, man? Let's get this money. Hey, let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Tonight's the night, Noah. Hey, I hope so, man. I've been doing okay on Yahoo, but I've been in a rough stretch on DK. It's been annoying. Just can't break through on DK, but been doing at least decent on Yahoo. Last night wasn't great though. Got killed by Daniel Tice. Played KJ Martin on Yahoo. That didn't really go well. There was a couple other guys that kind of disappointed. Ben Simmons. It was looking like Ben Simmons was gonna destroy me, but he came up here. He came on late in the second half and came through for me. Telling me not to hold grudges is tough though, man. Tice killed me too, but was still able to cash. Yeah, Tice was one of the big disappointments, I would say. He was one of the chalkier busts last night. He was a good play. I thought Tice was one of the better values. He busted, and that's part of the game. There's going to be days where those cheap values that project really well they bust, and that's what happened last night with Tice. I can pull up my DK lineup. I scored just over 300, which was enough to cash in some stuff. I didn't cash in everything though. Let's see. I scored 300.25. Had James Harden, Halliburton, Jaylen Brown, Rashawn Holmes. Holmes was another one. Dude, Rashawn Holmes got in foul trouble early. That was just super annoying. But then I had Zubac, Kevin Porter, Tice, and Satoransky. Satoransky, too. He got off to a really hot start and then just did nothing in the second half. Frustrating. You like Ntilikina for a punt play? I mean, we'll talk about Ntilikina. God, you would think Ntilikina might actually be able to do something tonight. They're down 3 guards. They've already ruled out Quickly. There's no Quickly, there's no Rose, and there's no Elfrid Payton. So I assume Ntilikina starts. I expect we get a lot of minutes for Alec Burks. I think Alec Burks is the guy we do want to target. Alec Burks, I'm very confident in. Ntilikina, I really have no confidence in. But he's super cheap. He's probably going to play at least mid-20s minutes. We don't have a ton of great value right now, so I could definitely see playing Ntilikina. Do I want to? No, but it's going to let you get in, an extra stud, and I'm fine with that. So, yeah, I'm fine with Ntilikina. Mitchell or Booker? I prefer Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell definitely stands out as one of the better plays on this slate with no Mike Conley and, in a really good matchup against Washington. So, for once, I'm feeling 3 Jazz isn't too much. Ingles, Clarkson, and Mitchell. Hey, I'm right there with you, D-Roll. My dummy lineup on both sites right now has all 3 of those guys in both lineups, so especially Ingles and Mitchell, I'm very high on. Clarkson, I like quite a bit as well. Wiz on the second half of a back-to-back, yeah, but I don't think that matters too much. I mean, Westbrook's going to play. He's not on the injury report or anything, so he should be good to go. But I guess, yeah, that could maybe make those Jazz guys more appealing. I just hope the game stays close. I feel like if there's any game that could blow out, it's probably that one. So just got to hope it stays close. The spread right now is 11, which is high, but hopefully it can stay close. Alan, I appreciate the $5 super chat, Alan. Thank you, man. You didn't leave a message, but I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thank you for the support. Thoughts on Reggie Bullock? I think Reggie Bullock's in play. He's not my favorite guy from the Knicks. I'd rather play Burks, Randall, Barrett. Bullock's fine, though. I think Bullock does benefit with all these point guards out. Maybe he gets the ball in his hands a little bit more. I'm pretty sure he's still pretty cheap on DK. He's 4,200, so yeah, I'm fine with him as a value. I assume he'll get the minutes. He should play big minutes because, they're just super thin right now in their backcourt. So yeah, Reggie Bullock's in play for sure. SGA or Mitchell, they're the same salary on Yahoo. I prefer Donovan Mitchell. It's a close one, but I think given the matchup, given no Mike Conley, Mitchell's the guy I'd go with there. Any value from the Magic since there's no MCW? Yeah, I saw. So I saw on the injury report MCW was out, listed as out on the injury report, but Fantasy Labs, they haven't tweeted anything out yet. Like Fantasy Labs hasn't tweeted out that MCW's out, but I assume he will be out. I looked at the 130 injury report and they have MCW listed out. So if MCW is indeed out, I assume Chase Randall starts at point guard, and he is super cheap, 3,400. The matchup isn't great. Randall's not that productive of a player, but if he's going to start at point guard for this cheap, honestly, I'd probably rather play him over Ntilikina, I think. So I do have some interest in Chase Randall if MCW is confirmed out. What's up, Noah and all? Let's turn this slate upside down. Hey, let's get it, T-Money. Let's get it, man. Alan says, thank you, Harden. Yeah, Harden, you kind of had to have Harden last night. We mentioned it in the stream yesterday. There were some people asking, was Harden a must-play? I hated to say, yes, but I never like saying a guy's a must-play. But if there was, close to a must-play last night, I'd say it would be Harden. Just without Kyrie, without KD, Harden was clearly, one of the best plays on the slate. I guess the biggest news we're waiting on now is Capella. Yeah, Capella is still questionable. Obviously, that impacts John Collins. That impacts Gallo. Those two guys I'm going to like a good amount if Capella's out again. But there's nothing else really, big we're waiting on. It's just Capella. Westbrook or Lillard? I'd probably rather have Lillard there. Better matchup. I'm not that high on Lillard, especially at his price. Now that CJ's back, I don't have a ton of interest in him, but I think I'd still rather play him over Westbrook. Fade LeBron and Dame. I don't think you have to pay up for them on this slate. There's plenty of guys I like in the 8K, 9K range. Zion, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Towns, I like at his salary. I don't think you have to jam in LeBron or Lillard. What about Collins? Yeah, John Collins for me, it all depends on if Clint Capella plays. If Clint Capella plays, I have no interest in John Collins. If Clint Capella's out again, I think John Collins once again, is a really good play, like he has been the last few slates. Trae Young or Westbrook? I think I'd rather have Trae Young between the two. Yeah, he's listed as out I saw that on the injury report, but it's weird that Fantasy Labs hasn't tweeted out anything yet. Normally they're pretty, they're on top of the news, but they didn't say anything about MCW. Noah, you're my boy. Let's win some money. Hey, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Had Harden and Luka, but still didn't cash. Tough night. Yeah, last night was high scoring. I had my lineup on DK scored just over 300, and that was barely enough to cash in some stuff. It still didn't cash in most contests I was in. Just a lot of the lower entry stuff. Are you less interested in THT now that Caruso is available to play? I think it's a slight downgrade. I still think THT probably gets at least 22, 24 minutes. I don't know if he's going to play 26, 28. I still have interest in them, though, especially because, there's not a ton of great value that I'm really confident in. The cheap guys that, do stand out are Ntilikina and Chase Randall, and these aren't guys that, you expect to go out there and smash. Whereas THT, he's actually someone that can be really productive when he's on the floor. So I still do like THT, even with Caruso available. I was thinking, heading into the slate, THT was looking like one of the best values. I would say he's downgraded for me, but still someone I'm interested in for sure. Yeah, Chase Randall, he's another, cheap guy. He's been really bad, on a point per minute basis this year, but MCW on the 130 injury report is listed as out. So if MCW is indeed out and Chase Randall starts, he's a solid value in my opinion. Do you like Barrett? Yeah, I think Barrett's interesting. I wish he was a little bit cheaper, but with Elfrid Payton out, with Derrick Rose out, with Quickly out as well, they're just super thin right now. And Barrett is a guy that can handle the ball. Maybe we see him run some point guard. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't think they're going to give Ntilikina big minutes. I think they're going to play Alec Burks at point guard. I think they'll let Barrett handle the ball some. So, yeah, I do have interest in Barrett. But for the savings, I'd rather play Alec Burks over him. I think Alec Burks, now that Quickly's confirmed out, I think Alec Burks is a really strong play. What about Nathan Knight at 3K if no Capella? Yeah, Nathan Knight's viable. I know he had that one big game when Capella was out. I'm not sure what he did last game. He had 21 DK points in 22 minutes. Yeah, he probably plays 20 to 22 minutes if Capella's out again, so you could maybe go to Nathan Knight. I'm not, insanely high on him. I don't like playing guys like this that, need to be productive. For example, if MCW's out, Chase Randall's probably going to play, 10 more minutes than Nathan Knight will. So in that case, I'd probably rather play Chase Randall, but I guess Knight's viable, depending on, if any value opens up. If no value opens up, I should say. What are some good value plays tonight? I mean, the value's kind of tough. Like Frank Ntilikina is someone that you can consider for value. I'm not confident in Frank Ntilikina, but he's super cheap. He's probably going to start. The Knicks are super thin at the point guard position, so I think Ntilikina probably gets at least like 24, 26 minutes. For minimum salary, he's viable. If MCW is indeed out and Chasen Randall starts, Chasen Randall's someone you can consider for value. I do like Talen Horton-Tucker still, even with Caruso playing. I think Talen Horton-Tucker's a viable, cheap option. Those are a couple cheap guys I'm looking to. And I guess Alec Burks you could consider a value. He's under 5K. Thoughts on Rubio? Yeah, I have interest in Rubio in the mid-range. I think, he's someone that's been super frustrating to roster this year. I feel like anytime I play Rubio, it never works. But he did do really well last game. Without Beasley, without Russell, you would expect him to be productive when he's out there. He should play a few more minutes than normal now that their backup point guard's out. With McLaughlin out, I think we probably get 30, 32 minutes from Rubio. So he's in play for me. Who's your top 2 lock studs tonight? I mean, I don't want to say there's no lock studs on this slate. I mean, my favorite pay-up options, I like Donovan Mitchell for 8,700. I'm not jamming in Lillard or LeBron or Westbrook or any of those guys at the top. I think Donovan Mitchell looks really good. I like Zion at his price, Karl Anthony Towns. Those are, the pay-up options I'm looking to, me personally. Should I pick Carmelo instead of Collins? I can't wait until game time for Capella. Well, that game's at 7:30, so you should be good to go. I mean, they should have that news before lock, or we should get news on Capella before lock. That's one of the Hawks games, one of the first games on the slate. And Carmelo, the Blazers, they don't play till later in the night, so I don't know why you should be worried about that. You like Alexander Walker at 4,200. He's been playing solid and had a good game last game. I mean, I really don't play NAW. When the team's fully healthy, I don't see any reason to play him. The only reason I would even consider him if Eric Bledsoe or if Lonzo were to be out, then you could play NAW. But when Lonzo's in, when Bledsoe's in, I just don't play NAW, so I don't have any interest in him. Is Westbrook sitting? No, he's not on the injury report. He should be good to go. Do you think they might put Horford at the 4 more and Moses Brown at the 5? I don't think so, but I'm interested to see what their starting lineup's going to be because Lou Dort's questionable. So I assume if Lou Dort's out, then we probably see maybe Justin Jackson start, maybe Kendrick Williams. I assume Poku's going to start again for Baisley. But last game they started Poku, Moses Brown, and Roby. So they could maybe go with Roby starting. I don't know what they're going to do. Depending on who starts for OKC, if Roby starts, I think he's a solid value. If Kendrick Williams starts, he's in play for value. I probably won't go to Justin Jackson, even if he starts, just because he's not a productive player. But Kendrick Williams or Roby, they could be values if they start. That's obviously dependent on, if Lou Dort plays, though. How's my lineup looking? Chasen Randall, Donovan Mitchell, Gallinari, Nathan Knight, Ayton, Dame, THT, and John Collins. I mean, yeah, obviously you're assuming that, Clint Capella's going to be out. So if Clint Capella's out, I think that's fine. Horford or Ayton for center. I'd rather have DeAndre Ayton, I think. You like Harrell tonight? Yeah, I think Montrezl Harrell, he's probably one of my favorite, mid-range center options. And I think overall at the center position, Montrezl Harrell looks really good. He's been getting the minutes. We obviously know Montrezl Harrell can be productive when he's out there. A good matchup against Charlotte. We could get 40 DK points again from Montrezl Harrell if he's going to play 30, 32 minutes like he has been. So I really like Montrezl Harrell. Thoughts on Gallo? Yeah, that just depends on, Clint Capella. If Clint Capella plays, no interest in Gallo. If Clint Capella's out, I really like Gallo. Really like John Collins as well. Patrick Bush, the $10 super chat, man. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for the content you provide us every day. Let's get that money tonight. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Patrick. Thank you for the kind words, man. And thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. I'll sleep, bro. It's 10:45 p.m. in my country. Oh, I got you. Okay, well that's different then. Well, at least we should know. The Hawks play. I don't know what time that's in your country, but the Hawks do play one of the earlier games. So maybe we'll get news on Capella pretty soon. We should probably get an update. When the 5:30 injury report comes out, we should get an update on Capella then. Any love for Kuzma tonight? I think he's viable. There's other power forward options I like. I'd rather try and pay up for Zion. I think I'd rather play Carmelo for a little bit cheaper. But yeah, Kuzma's going to get his 28, 30 minutes off the bench. He should be more productive than normal, with AD still out. We've seen Kuzma have good games with AD off the floor. So yeah, Kuzma's viable. He's not like someone I'm really targeting, but if he fits into my build as the last guy in, I'm kind of fine with it. I think I want to try and pay up for like Zion though at power forward if I can. Power forward position, it's pretty bad tonight. There's not a ton that stands out. Like you got Zion and Julius Randle at the top. Obviously, so John Collins, he'll become one of my favorite power forward options if Clint Capella winds up out. But that's news we just don't have right now. Okay, so Fantasy Lab just tweeted out the MCW's out. So there we go. He was out on the 130 injury report, but Fantasy Lab never tweeted it out. So there we go. He's officially out. So with MCW officially out now, I'm assuming Chasen Randall starts. He's 3,400. We don't have a ton of good value, but I think Chasen Randall probably one of the better values under 4K. He's probably going to play over 30 minutes, I'd assume, especially if Terrence Ross and Evan Fournier are out too. They're both questionable, I think. Like if Terrence Ross and Fournier are both out, plus MCW out, yeah, I'd really like Chasen Randall. He'd have to play as many minutes as he can because obviously Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony are still out as well. So yeah, definitely like Chasen Randall for value now. Jerome Clarkson, Ingles, Randall, Lynn, Mitchell, Collins, and Burks. I mean, Ty Jerome. So I think Theo Maudon's questionable as well. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure him and Lou Dort are both questionable. Yeah, so Theo Maudon's questionable. So if Theo Maudon sits, I do like Ty Jerome quite a bit. If Theo Maudon plays and Lou Dort plays, then I'd be a bit hesitant to go there. But that lineup looks solid for now, D-Roll. I just don't know if I'm going to go to Jerome or even consider him if Theo Maudon and Lou Dort are in. Thoughts on Chris Paul? I think Chris Paul in the mid-range at point guard's a solid option. You know, he's not really someone I'm going out of my way to play tonight. But again, he feels like, one of those last pieces in, I'm totally fine playing him. I think at point guard, it's honestly probably a position we're going to look for value now. Now that MCW is officially out, I do like Chasen Randall as a cheap option for 3,400. So that's probably where I'm going at point guard. If not, then Ricky Rubio I like for 5,800. And you could obviously pay up for guys like, Lillard or Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell too. He's, point guard eligible on DK. If Dort is out, play Trae. I mean, yeah, it becomes a better matchup for Trae. I did watch a lot of that game last game because I played Trae on that slate, and he wasn't good. Like, Lou Dort was definitely giving him problems. If Lou Dort's out, it does become a better matchup. That doesn't mean you have to play Trae. I would just say that, it becomes a better matchup for him if Lou Dort sits. Any love for Terry Rozier tonight? I mean, not really. Like, I just haven't been playing Terry Rozier recently. I think he had a good game last night, but, with Devontae Graham back and his minutes getting ramped up, like, I don't know. His price is 6,600. Like, I just don't feel like I need to play Terry Rozier on this slate. Like, I'd rather have Rubio for $800 less. I'd rather get up to Anthony Edwards over Terry Rozier. So, yeah, not much interest there. Thoughts on Lonzo Ball? Yeah, I think Lonzo Ball, he's in the category with Chris Paul. Like, I don't know if Lonzo's really a guy I'm going, he's not like a first guy into my lineup, but if he fits into my build, I'm fine playing Lonzo Ball. It's a really good matchup. He just had a lot of success when these teams played, their last game. I'm fine with Lonzo. Stephen Oubre, doubtful Friday. Bleacher Report, that. We'll worry about that when Friday gets here. There's going to be definitely plays from the Warriors, though, obviously. How's my lineup looking? CP3, Ntilikina, Gallo, John Collins, Harold, Dame, THT, and Poku. I mean, Poku killed me last slate. I already know if I don't play him tonight, he's going to go off because that's just how it goes. Whenever you play a guy and he sucks, if you don't play him the next slate, he's basically a lock to go off. So I'm sure tonight I probably won't play Poku and he's going to smash, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I really want to go to Poku on this slate. His price, I think it actually came up a little bit. Like he's 4,700 now. I mean, maybe if Lou Dort's out, then maybe you could go to Poku just because I think he would have to play big minutes. But like if I can find the salary, I think I'd rather play Carmelo, who just gives you more upside. It's a better game environment, better matchup. Like if I can play Carmelo over Poku, I think I want to go that way. But the rest looks solid. So Randall not starting as of now, but if he doesn't, do you still recommend him? Well, MCW just got ruled out. I assume Randall starts. I assume Chasen Randall starts for MCW. If Chasen Randall does not start, then yeah, I'd be less interested in him, but I don't really I don't see why they wouldn't start. I don't think they don't really have another point guard unless they're going to start like Terrence Ross at point guard, which I guess they could do. But yeah, I assume Chasson Randall's going to start for the Magic, and he's a solid value now. Chasson Randall or Ingles, I mean, those guys are like two different price points. Give me Joe Ingles all day over Chasson Randall. Best utility, 4,500 and under. Let's see. I would say if Theo Maledon and Lou Dort are both out, I would probably play Ty Jerome there. Or you could go to like Reggie Bullock. But yeah, if Theo Maledon and Lou Dort are both out, then I would probably take Ty Jerome for 4,300. Thoughts on Moses Brown? I don't have any interest in Moses Brown unless they start him, but I don't think they're going to do that. With Al Horford now back, I assume Al Horford gets back in the starting lineup and probably plays his normal 30 minutes, which Moses Brown's just going to be the backup center, so I don't have any interest in Moses Brown. Unless they somehow start Moses Brown alongside Horford, but I don't think they're going to do that. Thoughts on this lineup? Clarkson, Ingles, THT, Hachimura, Moses Brown, Beal, Zion. I mean, yeah, like I just said, I don't have any interest in Moses Brown. With Horford playing today, Moses Brown's not on my radar. But the rest is solid. The rest is fine. Leave a thumbs up. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Like I said at the beginning, it will be a little bit of a shorter stream today. My mom's coming by to visit in like 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to wrap up things, pretty shortly. But I do appreciate all you tuning in, man. I want to try and answer, as many questions as I can over the next, 5 to 10 minutes. If Gordon, Ross, and Evan play, then who's the best play from Orlando? I mean, when you factor in salary, I think it's still probably Chasson Randall just because he's so cheap. And with all these point guards out, he's probably going to have to get over 30 minutes. Like, I don't really want to play Gordon, Ross, or Fournier, even if they play, just because I don't really like them at their salaries. But Chasson Randall's so cheap. He should start. He's a value play I'll be looking to. Rubio revenge game. I mean, I like Rubio regardless of that. Like, I think Rubio's a good play because Beasley, Russell, and McLaughlin are all still out. So there's more minutes available for Rubio. He's been productive this year when he gets the minutes. I don't think revenge game has anything to do with it. But yeah, Rubio is a solid play tonight. Julius Randle or Zion. I mean, I think for the savings, I'd rather play Zion. He's like $1,000 cheaper. I think I'd rather take the savings and play Zion. THT still with Caruso active. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. I think THT, he's still in play for me. I don't think he's going to play like 28, 30 minutes off the bench. I think he probably gets like 22, 24, but that still makes him viable. He's a productive player when he gets minutes, so I do like Horton Tucker still. I heard OKC was trying to trade Horford and play the young boys. Did you hear any of that? I mean, yeah, I did see that, but unless they start Moses Brown, I'm not playing Moses Brown. I assume Horford's going to get back to, his normal role. But I assume later on in the season, if not now, like they're going to start starting a lot of these young guys, and basically like Horford's going to get a lot of DNPs the rest of the season, even if he doesn't even get traded, I mean, the Thunder, like, they really have nothing to play for. Thanks for the content, Noah. Go Shocks and Hawks. Hey, I appreciate that, T-Bone. I appreciate that, man. If it's not a revenge game if they played them already, I agree there. I think the revenge game, you only factor that in when it's like the first time they play the team. And it's not like Ricky Rubio, I don't think that really matters. I think a revenge game, like whenever John Wall faced the Wizards for the first time, I think that, that actually mattered a little bit. Whenever LeBron faced the Cavs after he left for the first time, I think that mattered a little bit. But like Rubio, does it really matter for Ricky Rubio? Probably not. Randall or Ntilikina? I think I'm going to prefer Chasson Randall. I think Randall, I don't expect both guys to be insanely productive, but I think Randall can at least be more productive than Ntilikina. I mean, Ntilikina could play 35 minutes tonight and score 10 fantasy points. Like I said this earlier, he's the point guard version of PJ Tucker. Like Ntilikina is not productive when he's out there. Randall's not really either, but Randall's better than Ntilikina on a per minute basis, so I'd rather have Randall. I think Randall probably plays more minutes as well. Good luck tonight, Noah. Hey, good luck to you as well, DD. Good luck, man. Thoughts on Beal plus Mitchell in the same lineup? I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Melo playing in LA first time? What you mean? I mean, today they're not. But I guess, yeah, you mean like when he used to play. Or he didn't play for the Lakers. He didn't play for any LA teams. I don't know what you mean by that, Jason. But yeah, I guess like maybe after Melo left the Knicks and then went to play the Knicks for the first time, that that mattered for revenge game purposes. I'm pretty sure he did have a really good game against the Knicks too when he played them for the first time after he left. Oh, LaMelo, I got you. Yeah. Does that really matter though? Like it's not like LaMelo, against the Lakers. I mean, it's not like he played for the Lakers or anything. See, when people say Melo, I don't think of LaMelo. I think of Carmelo. I mean, LaMelo's awesome, but I don't when I think of Melo, I think of Carmelo, not LaMelo. He's from LA. I mean, sure, but I don't think that really matters for DFS wise. You like Ingles? I don't know if you said him or not. Just joined in. Good luck, buddy, tonight. Hoping to see you at the top. Hey, I appreciate that, Marv. I do like Joe Ingles. Whenever I never play Joe Ingles, but whenever Donovan Mitchell or whenever Mike Conley sit and they're out, which obviously is the case tonight with Mike Conley out, I assume Joe Ingles starts, probably plays around 30 minutes. We've seen him have good games when starting, so I do like Joe Ingles. Really good matchup too. Joe Ingles, Mitchell, Clarkson, those are the three guys I really like from the Jazz. I feel like Alec Burks is going to be the chalk of the night. Yeah, most likely. I'd assume Alec Burks is probably going to be one of the highest owned plays tonight. Kind of for good reason, though. I mean, they don't really have any ball handlers, and Alec Burks is actually someone that, can handle the ball, and he can be productive when he's out there. Like Ntilikina is just going to be out there just running up and down the floor. He's a point guard, but he rarely, he's not going to, facilitate the offense, whereas Alec Burks will actually bring the ball up the court, get a bunch of assists, can score. He can actually be productive when he's out there. Trae Young, Gallinari, Collins stack. I mean, Gallinari and Collins, that all depends on, if Capella's out. But I guess you could play those three guys. LaMelo Ball's the next big thing. His IQ's insane. I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, LaMelo, he's been so good. He's definitely been better than I expected. And he's the rookie of the year, in my opinion. Ntilikina is starting. I assume that was the case. I don't know if we just got that. I don't think we have that news yet, but I assume Ntilikina probably starts. Alec Burks, Joe Ingles, or Gallo. I mean, if Clint Capella's out, I'd rather have Gallo there. But I'd like all three of those guys. I mean, I think all three of those are, you could play those three guys in the same lineup, and I wouldn't mind it. Bridges versus Minnesota. I mean, I just never played Mikal Bridges. I think I've only played Mikal Bridges once this season, and that was when Devin Booker was out one game and it didn't work out. He had 15 fantasy points. I just don't play Mikal Bridges. So really not much interest for me. If I'm playing anyone on the Suns, it's going to be, Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, or Booker too, but mainly Paul and Ayton I'm looking to. With all these Magic players out, Vooch is going to go for 35 and 10. I mean, yeah, he always could, but it is a tougher matchup, and Vooch is still pretty expensive. We don't know yet on Aaron Gordon and Fournier and Ross. If Aaron Gordon, Fournier, and Ross all play, I just don't have much interest in Vooch. I'd rather play Trae Young for cheaper, Towns for cheaper. Really, the only guy I have a ton of interest in from Orlando is going to be Chasson Randle, assuming that he's starting, just because he's so cheap and we kind of need value. We don't have a ton of value right now. Hey, no, what's up, Brody? Favorite game to target tonight, if any? I mean, I don't know if there's any specific games I'm going to be stacking or anything, but I think, the Jazz guys do look really appealing. Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles, I really like tonight. You could play Gobert as well. But yeah, those three guys I really like from Utah. I'm definitely going to have at least, a couple Utah guys in probably both my DK and Yahoo lineup. Alex Len or Chasson Randle. I feel better about the minutes for Chasson Randle, so I'd probably rather play him. I expect Alex Len to be more productive, but, I mean, Alex Len could play 15 minutes, so I feel confident that Chasson Randle gets probably 30 minutes or more, so I'd play him. Sarge tonight is a cheap center option. I mean, I don't really have much interest in Dario Sarge. I haven't played him at all this season. I know he's been getting some minutes off the bench. They've been giving him minutes kind of over DeAndre Ayton, but I'm probably not going to go there. Center is not a position where we have a ton of value unless you want to take a shot on Alex Len. I think center, I'm looking to the mid-range guys like Montrezl Harrell, DeAndre Ayton, or if I can pay up, Towns, you could play Vooch, you could play too. Favorite stud options in GPPs? I mean, probably Towns I really like as a pay-up option. Trae Young as well. I would say Towns, though, probably like my favorite pay-up. Above 9K, I think Towns is the guy I like most. Not counting, Zion or Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if you consider them pay-up options or stud options. Thanks for streaming. Good luck, everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Derek. Good luck to you as well, man. We're probably going to wrap up the stream, just in a few more minutes, guys. I'm going to have to leave here shortly. I just did want to go live for a shorter stream today. Answer your guys' questions. Yeah, if you got any last-minute questions, throw them in the chat. We'll be sure to answer them. I'll be live just a few more minutes. See what they said on this blurb. I'm sure they usually Fantasy Labs they tweet out or they'll put in their blurb who they expect to start. Mike Carter Williams has been added to the injury report. Magic remain without James Ennis, Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier, and Terrence Ross are questionable. Chasen Randall will pick up extended minutes with thin depth point guard position. Yeah, he's been bad, but they do have Chasen Randall in the projected starting lineup. Fantasy Labs does, so I'm assuming he's going to start. Thanks, Noah. Sure thing, man. Sure thing. I appreciate you being here. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here, man. I appreciate all you tuning in as always. A little bit of a shorter stream today, but I still wanted to go live, just to answer your guys' questions, break everything down. Should be live tomorrow for a normal 45-hour long stream. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Good luck tonight. Hope you guys win some money. If I don't take down a tournament, I hope it's one of you guys. All right. Good luck, fellas. Good luck. Appreciate you.